Hello everyone, welcome to Booster Tutor. I'm Brandon, and pre-release for War of the Spark just around the corner. And in case you saw my box opening, I saved a few packs. Well, I opened them, but put them to the side, and we're gonna make a little test sealed out of them. So take those 6 packs, build a sealed pool, see what we get an idea of how it's gonna be during sealed, and just kind of like what shenanigans we can get up to. So let's get started. All right, so here we have our cards that I opened from my booster box. That's 6 packs I was gonna use for my sealed pool. So let's go over them, see what we got. Start off with our artifacts, colorless, whatever. We have Iron Bully. Don't think that's gonna cut it, sorry. Saheeli Silverwing. Could be a filler like card if I'm down on creatures. I need like a flyer. It's okay, but 4 mana for 2/3, kind of a lot. And then Guild Globes. They're okay. I mean, they help fix mana. They'll draw you a card. That's nice. I think, yeah, maybe just run one of them. Probably not 2. So Iron Bully out. Saheeli maybe. Guild Globes maybe. Next we have our lands we got. We had Gateway Plaza, which, hey, sealed. Yeah, it's a little slow, but it can tap for any mana, so I'll take that. Interplanar Beacon. Not really feeling that one. You probably want like a ton of Planeswalkers, and yeah, there's a lot of Planeswalkers in the set, but I still don't think it's worth it because you're tapping for colorless. Yes, you can, pay 2 mana to get 2 mana of different colors, but it's only to cast Planeswalkers. So, like I said, you need a lot of Planeswalkers just for this to be maximum efficiency. So, I probably would always cut this, but maybe if I have like, 8 or 10 Planeswalkers, I would play this, but I think the Gateway Plaza, that's okay. All right, so we've got our gold cards. You start off with a Role Reversal, which is a fine card. You can exchange things, kind of just mess with what your opponent has, what you have. If they have something really good and you have like a lame little 1/1, hey, here you go, you can have that, and I'll take your bomb creature. It's also any permanent type, so Planeswalkers, lands if you need them. Time Wipe, awesome board wipe. I love that you can get a creature back, your best creature, and everything else is destroyed. So yeah, they get to rebuild first, but you definitely have a good creature. They could have nothing. Teferi, I love that he's only 3 mana. He's not the most broken Planeswalker, but the fact he's 3 mana and you get to just bounce something of theirs and then draw a card, love that. His +1 ability, it's not the best, but sometimes it might come in handy. And you get to turn off their instances for like combat tricks or removal. Kiora, fine Planeswalker. She helps you mana ramp. Late in game, you have some big creatures, draw cards. Awesome. So these 4, really like them. Tameo, not so much. Her +1 is really hard to do in sealed or in limited, basically. Her stack ability is okay. Like, it's not going to come out too often. Her -3 is really what you want, but you don't want to pay 4 mana just for her, to get a card back from your graveyard. That's fine, but nothing great. Mayhem Devil, it's fine, little 3 mana 3/3. You really have to draft around it though, I feel like. So seal, not so much, because you want to be sacrificing creatures for that. Domri's Ambush, great removal. It's cheap, pumps up your creature, and it's not even a fight. It just deals damage, so I love that. Tyrant Scorn, great little semi-removal, gets rid of army tokens, gets rid of their small things in the beginning of the game, late game, just return it. You can also just return an army token, that also gets rid of it. So just very nice that you get to pick and choose. Cruel Celebrant, it's an okay card. I think you're mainly want to go draft around this again for another sacrifice type of deck, because it's whenever creatures you control die, they lose a life, you gain a life. It was all creatures, I'd say yes, amazing. But the fact it's only your creatures, it's a little bit down, but still 2 mana for that, always good. And then Sauron, Vengeful Bloodlord, I love him. Just the fact, he gives lifelinks to creatures and planeswalkers. His +1's not, or his +2, sorry, isn't great, but it's +2, so it adds a ton of loyalty counters. You have 6 now. And his -X is just a great way to get creatures back from the graveyard to the battlefield. So looking from this, I think you definitely want to go blue, because you've got, these are all in blue. Red, you have 2 colors, that's fine. Black, you have 2 okay, some okay colors, but the red I'm not really feeling. I mean, we'll have to go through our red, of course, to figure out what we really want to do. But I'm definitely looking towards blue and white at least. Maybe black, maybe green, maybe red. You never know. But blue, white, looking good for multicolor. Of course, we'll have to go through our colors to definitely see what we got. All right, let's go through our black. We've got Herald of the Dreadhorde. Fine card, 4 mana, 3/2. You know, not the best stats, but when it dies, you mass 2, so basically you get a 2/2 or just make your army token bigger. You got 2 Spark Reapers, which 3 mana for a 2/3 is okay. The pay 3 sacrifice a creature planeswalker to gain life and draw a card is also okay. It's very slow. There's a creature you don't want around anymore. The problem is there's no pacifism effects, so that's not going to matter. It's going to be like Kazmina's Transmutate, basically. So if they have that on one of your creatures, you can use this to draw a card and gain a life, but how often is that definitely going to happen? But also you can just do it, you know, instant speed, so if it's going to trade in combat or they use a kill spell, you have to pay 3, and that's a problem. Very expensive. Unlikely Aid, it's an okay combat trick. I mean, pumps it up so it's definitely going to kill something, and your creature is indestructible. Nothing wrong with that. Dustmantle Operative, 2 mana for a 2/2 is always fine, but I feel like this is going to be very late game, or it's going to be a slow limited. So I don't know how much that's going to do early game, but you know, also late game. Can't be blocked by creatures of power 4 or greater, but I feel like there's still always going to be something that's going to block it, so not too excited. Vraska's Finisher, you know, 3 mana, 3/2, that's always fine, but the fact that it can just kill something if it was dealt damage, that's really nice, so I can see playing that. 2 of Kaya's Ghost Form, which I'm not excited about. That card is not very good. It's just, you know, a meaningless enchantment that returns something, like, yay. Lazotep Behemoth, 5 mana for a 5/4. Hey, that's something you're gonna have to deal with. Yes, it can get jump blocked, but still, it's gonna take out something. So, another fine little card. Darvel's, is that right? Darveli? Davri, whatever his name is. Shadowfuge. 4 mana to discard 2 cards, lose 2 life. That's okay. It's just very expensive. Sorcery speed. Late game, they could have nothing in their hand, and they're not discarding cards, just losing 2 life. I mean, for 4 mana, I don't really want to do that. And then Charity Extractor, 4 mana for a 1/5 is not good. The fact it has lifelink is okay. I guess maybe you could pump it up, but yeah, black, very underwhelming. Mainly by the fact that there's like no removal here. Like the best is this, and that is not exciting. So black, not looking great. All right, let's do red. We've got Bond of Passion, which is a fine card. It's a little expensive, but you know, this is sealed, can go long, and the fact that it can just totally come out of nowhere and win you the game by stealing one of their creatures, killing another one of their creatures, and then just all out attacking and just wrecking them. Very nice, but also very swingy and, like I said, expensive. Invading Manticore, 6 mana's a lot for 4/5, but when you're in the battlefield, you get to max 2, so 6 mana for 6 power, that's still just fine. Yes, it makes your mass bigger, but I don't know, late game, is this really what you need, like, to really finish off the game, or is it just gonna like kind of clog the board more? Really depends. I could see easily cutting it. It's not gonna make me go red, of course. Chain Whip Cyclops, 5 mana for 4/4, not the best, but sealed late game. His ability of just making a target creature not block for 4 mana, really good. Just really expensive, so I don't know if he can do it multiple times, but you know, still fine card I'd put in my deck, and he can still hit himself pretty hard. Cyclops' Electromancer, really like this card. You're gonna have instant sorceries, maybe not a ton of them, but at least enough to do 2 damage in your graveyard, I would say, by, you know, the time you can cast this. So the fact comes down 4/2, deals 2 damage, that's fine, and you know, if he can deal more damage, great, even better. Chandra's Pyrohelix, hey, fine removal. It's not the best. It's probably, you know, the worst for red, but you know, 2 mana to deal 2 damage any way you like. It's fine. Can get planeswalkers, can get players. It's just, you know, once again, not very exciting. Not making me go like, I have to go red because I got this removal. It's kind of like, oh, I got this removal. That's nice. Dreadhorde Twins, an unmasked creature. I kind of like. 4 mana for 2/2, not exciting, but it does make a 2/2, so you got 4 power there. And they have trample, and they give your any other zombie tokens you have, trample. So if you have an 8/8 army token now, it definitely has trample. It's going to have evasion. I love that. I love that when the army can just have evasion, because if they're just, an 8/8 with nothing, they're just getting chump blocked and kind of not doing anything. So this gives them a way to be a threat, which I like. Next, we have 2 Raging Kronks, which I like. I like the Raging Kronks. 3 mana for 4/3. If that comes down turn 3, ouch, that's going to hurt. They can block on their own, which is nice. And the fact they have to attack with someone else, I mean, that's not very hard. It's going to happen. Summon Spirit, it's okay. It's fine. It's 1 mana, which is nice. And it makes it so your creature will survive combat, maybe, because it gives a little bump to toughness. And Scrying 1, always good. On Crop Invader, not excited about this. 3 mana for 2/2, and has first strike as long as it's your turn, so blocks well, or sorry, attacks well. But the fact to give it a bump, you have to sack a creature. I don't like that. Burning Prophet, this is very much a build around for draft. It's gonna be too hard and sealed to get this to go off enough. I do like that you can scry 1. The +1/+0 is, it's fine, but this is something where you're going to have to build around it, definitely. And then Bolt Bend, I don't like this card very much. It's too expensive. Yes, it can cost less, but then its ability is just like, change targets. Okay, sure, I guess. It's nothing exciting. Red, it's okay. I see a few good cards here, probably. All these are very playable, I would say. Maybe the Invading Manticore, cut that. But, some okay cards here. We'll see, but nothing is saying I have to go red. All right, next we'll go green. We have Pollen Bright Druid. Fine creature. It's 2 mana for a 1/1. It's Elvish Visionary, territory. Doesn't draw us a card, which would be a lot better, but does give something a counter and can proliferate, I should say. So if you have a bunch of counters or you just need them, is the way to add them or just to proliferate, which is always nice. Snare Spinner, 2 mana for a 1/3. It's a fine blocker. Has reach, so it's a better blocker. And then if it blocks something with flying, +2/+0 becomes a 3/3. I like that. I would play a couple of these just to block in the air if it needs to. And they're cheap enough that it's like, okay, sure. Bloom Hulk, like this card. 4 mana for 4/4. That's fine. And when they're in battlefield, proliferate. It's green. Probably going to have counters. Would not cut this card. Vivian's Grizzly. 3 mana for 2/3 is not exciting, but its ability is just great for sealed. The fact it's basically at the end of your opponent's turn, you can draw a card, because if it's a creature or planeswalker, sometimes it's not going to be. It just goes to the bottom, but hey, it's helping you cycle through those cards. Always great. Arlen's Wolf. 3 mana for a 3/2. That's okay. Can't be blocked by creatures with the power 2 or less, so can't get chump blocked. It's definitely going to take out something that has 3 toughness or, well, lower. But, it's very vanilla, I feel like, and its ability doesn't make it too much higher. I could see easily throwing it in if I need an extra creature or something, or if I'm low on creatures. But I also would probably always run one of them at least. Courage and Crisis. It's a little too expensive for what it does. It's just +1/+1 and proliferate. Sorcery speed. If it has instant speed, yeah, be way better because it'd be a combat trick. But, if you have a ton of counters or need ways to proliferate, you could do worse. Forced Landing. It's just a sideboard card. Maybe you mainboard one and sealed because it'll probably be flyers going around, but I'd say just stick with sideboard. Storm the Citadel, it costs too much. It's 5 mana. It's an okay finisher, but it's just +2/+2, and then you just get to destroy an artifact or enchantment, which is like, okay, great. Could I draw cards instead? That'd be a lot nicer. You don't give trample or vigilance or anything. It's just too much for what it does. Kronk Wrangler. I guess I want Kronks for this to really be effective. At 2 mana for a 2/1, it's okay with trample. It might get bigger, it might not, depending on your deck. So, if your deck can support it, sure, why not run it? But if it can't, then it's easily cuttable. And then Steady Aim. It's a combat trick, just been going around forever. +1/+4, so your guy will definitely survive, but will it kill the other creature? Maybe, maybe not. Can block flyers. You know, not exciting. Can easily cut that. So green, very underwhelming. There's like 4 cards I like, and yeah, wow. All right, let's get to the 2 colors. Definitely think I'm going to run because those multicolor cards, but we don't want those to sway us. Blue, Ceres Dam Breaker. 6 mana for a 5/6 with no evasion. Kind of underwhelming. You do get to proliferate when it enters the battlefield, but I don't know. That's just a big beater that, yeah, maybe late game you want something like that, but you're not always going to want to, especially early game if it's just sitting in your hand. That's not good. Lazotep Plating. Fine combat trick to, well, I guess more of a counter to a kill spell, we should say, just because, you know, it turns off any kill spells or any direct damage to you, and you get to amass one. So it's fine. I would definitely run at least one of them. Don't know if I go multiple, just because it's very specific on what it does. Jace, Welder of Mysteries. Ooh, would I run Jace in Sealed? If I'm going 3 colors, probably not, because that triple blue really hurts. And his abilities aren't that great. I mean, he comes down, you +1, you get to draw a card and mill yourself or your opponent 2. That's fine, but it's really hard to cast him. His -8, which will be forever to get to. I mean, you draw a bunch of cards, sure, that's nice. It's just, I don't know what he's supposed to be doing. His ability, you're never going to get that to go off in Sealed, but you know, drawing cards is always nice. Just that 3 mana. Ouch. Contentious Plan. I mean, you really want to be in a proliferate like type of deck. You don't know if you're going to do that in Sealed. So I probably would cut this unless I have a ton of counters or something, or a ton of Planeswalkers. Avian Eternal. Great card. 3 mana, 2/2 flyer. Makes a 1/1. Awesome. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Commence the end game. Sure, why not? Get to amass, get to draw cards. It's a little expensive, but it's instant speed, so yeah. We have another plating. I didn't know we had 2. Probably not going to run 2, but we'll run 1. Rag Visionary. It's sealed. It's going to go long. You're going to have a ton of mana. Yeah, definitely run one of these. Comes down early. Blocks fine. Maybe you get to discard, draw a card. But late game, you're just going to be doing that ability over and over, getting through that deck, getting your best cards. No Escape. Hey, it's sealed. Why not run a hard counter? I mean, game's going to go late. You'll have mana up for this. And it's not like they like pay 2 and it doesn't happen. This is just counter a creature or planeswalker, which there'll be a ton of. And you get to scry 1. Tamio's Epiphany. 4 mana, a little expensive for this sorcery, but you do get to dig deep, scry 4, and then draw 2 cards. So sure, I'll run one of these. Eternal Skylord, love this card. 5 mana, 3/3, makes a 2/2 flyer. If you're just amassing onto a bigger army token and say it's an 8/8, now it has flying. Holy crap. Wall of Ruins, no, it just doesn't do enough. 1 mana for 0/4, gross. Scry 1, like what are you doing with this? It's a waste of card in your deck, I feel like. Crush Descent, not good in Sealed, or I have 2 of them. Not good in Sealed just because it's paying more mana for it not to happen. Yeah, you get to amass 2, which is nice, but if you're paying 4 mana just to amass 2, you're doing something wrong. Narset, Parter of Veils. Oh, this is, I'd have to say, more of a build around. She's cheap. She has high loyalty. I like that. But, I mean, her stack ability, not going to happen too often. Her -2, I mean, you're taking a chance there and you might just whiff a bunch. So I don't really think she's worth it. And then Naga Eternals, 2 of those. 3 mana, 3/2s. Boring, easily cuttable. But if you need to fill a spot, they're there. All right, so a lot of stuff for blue I liked. And last, white. Wanderer's Strike, removal. It's expensive, it's slow, but it exiles and you proliferate. So all upside there. Speaking of the strike, we got the Wanderer. In Sealed, would I play her? Probably, just because I know it's going to go long. Power 4 greater. There's plenty of creatures with that. Her ability, her stack ability, it's not going to happen too often. Maybe once in a while it'll turn something off, but probably not. I would run her and then think about sideboarding out depending on the deck I play against. So she's very, could easily be cut. Sunblade and Angel, just an amazing 6-drop. It's a little fragile as a 3/3, but all of its abilities make it great. If you can get like a counter on it or something on Proliferate, just gets out of control so well. Love that card. Oh, and we have 2 Wonder Strikes. Oh, wait. What are you doing to me? Awesome. Tails Light Shield, a little like underwhelming looking at 3 mana for 0/3, but the fact it gets to put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, I love that. Just because, hey, Sunblade Angel, there you go. Makes anything you have on the board bigger and creates a nice little wall to block. Just, yeah, it's a great little defense card. Tomic, Distinguished Advocist, a little hard at the double white, but he's a 2/3 flyer, and that's fine. I'll play that. The other abilities don't really matter too much, just about lands cards and doesn't matter. 2 Grateful Apparitions, love that. It's not the best card because, it's super fragile and it's in white, which doesn't have too much proliferate, but, we got a Planeswalker, we got the Light Shield, so if we can get 2 of these going off a turn, that is amazing. Makeshift Battalion, it's okay. 3 mana for a 3/2. You have to attack with a bunch of creatures just to put a 1/1 counter on it. That seems like bad attack's probably going to happen. Things are going to die, so not too high on that one. Martyr of the Cause. 2 mana for a 2/2 is fine, but the fact that when it dies it proliferates makes it so you can't control when the proliferate happens, so it makes it not as good, because say you want this ability to happen. You're playing them just for proliferate, but if you don't have any counters on your creatures, then what's the point? Like, what the hell? Get out of here. Next, we have 2 Gideon Sacrifice, a card I'm not very excited about. The fact you have 2 of them sucks, because this card does not do enough. It's set up to just get it to do anything. It's just too much going on, so not excited by that. Would not run it. Top of the Statue, too expensive for what it does. Yes, it replaces itself, but just tapping a permanent's not worth it. You're not going to be destroying many artifacts that kind of suck in the set. Defiant Strike, just not enough for a combat trick. +1/+0 means your creature will probably die. Drawing a card's nice, but I'd rather my combat trick make my creature survive, so I'm not trading a creature and a card just to draw a card, and maybe take out one of their creatures. Bulwark Giant, 6 mana is a little too expensive for a 3/6. You gain 5 life, which I like. Maybe if you're playing against a deck that's just has a way to ping you life by life or something, this is a nice way to get 5 life back, get a few extra turns. And then Charm Stray, no, just don't run it. It's cute and all, but you would need a ton of these, and even then, still not worth it. All right, let's build our deck. All right, here's the first one, not very excited about. It's Jeskai Colors. Problem is, not enough creatures. We have 1, I added Ceres because we need a threat at the end. We need some way to get some damage in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 14 creatures, but none that are going to win you the game. You have Rag Visionary, I like. Going to draw me cards. Grateful Operation, which is nice for Proliferate because we have at least 2 Planeswalkers. I took out... Where'd she go? Well, I don't know where she went. But I took out the Wanderer just because she doesn't do anything if they have a bunch of 3 power. So she just kind of sits there and protects you from non-combat damage or something, whatever. Here it is. Yeah, prevent all non-combat damage that we dealt to you. And like, okay, that doesn't matter. And exile target creature with power 4 or greater. I mean, if she had a +1, maybe. But yeah, maybe just sideboard that. Took out No Escape because I just need room and it's not the most exciting. I took out the Chandra's Power Helix, which I was a little iffy about, but they don't kill that many things. They kill some things, but figured rather have Wondrous Strike just because they'll take out anything. And Lazotep's Plating, which I would like to protect my spells or my creatures, but, I also took out Tomic just because double white hurts him, and Bond of Passion, I could sideboard that in if I need to. So, like I said, Grateful Operations, they're nice because of Planeswalkers, but we don't have many ways to make counters. We only have the Light Shield, and we have army tokens. That's about it, which kind of sucks, having 2 of those. That's why I don't like those in white. It's hard because there's not enough counters. Burning Prophet, because we have so many non-creature spells. If you're storing one, why not? That's always nice. The +1/+0 is not going to matter too much. Aven Eternal, Dreadhorde Twins, Eternal Skylord. You got your Amass army there, giving them abilities of Trample and Flying. Awesome. Light Shield gives a counter. Raging Kronks are just beaters, though I don't know how often they're going to be attacking with other creatures. Kiora helps me fix my mana and, draw some cards maybe. Or, yeah, if I have Power 4 greater, which 2 Kronks. Teferi, just an awesome Planeswalker for, controlling the board. Role Reversal, nice way to get rid of my crappy creatures and get their big creatures maybe, or a good Planeswalker that's maybe has no more things on it. Tameo, draw me some cards. Gilglobe, help me fix my mana, same with the Gateway Plaza. We were talking about Skylord. Channel Colossus, if I need to get my creatures through because I don't have that many. Good way to make them not block. Cyclops, I have a ton I have plenty of instant sorceries. 2 Wanderer Strikes, gets rid of anything. Time Wipe, awesome board wipe, which I'm going to need because they'll probably put out a giant board and I'll be like, I need my Sunblade Angel back because it's my best creature. Korra's Dambreaker, just there to have a big beater in the end and then convince in the game, draw some cards, add to my army. It's okay, it feels a little inconsistent for me, so I'm going to try it with black now and see how that goes. All right, here we go with black. Don't really know how I feel about this one either. I think maybe red was better, but we added Tyrant Scorn, which I like, and we added Cruel Celebrant, which I don't have that many creatures to, I want to die. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 creatures. And yeah, so, it'll do damage here and there, and that's fine. We added Vraska's Finisher, so maybe kind of a kill spell, not really. We added Sauron, which gives all my creatures and planeswalkers lifelink, which I love that. And he can get stuff back from the graveyard, so very cool there, in case something dies. Herald of the Dreadhorde adds to my army. That's all he does, but still. Added Saheeli's Silverwing just because I needed a 4-drop, I was missing a 4-drop. And it's a 2/3 flyer, which is fine. You'll have lifelink. Its ability doesn't matter, but not very exciting. But I need a spot to fill. We have Lazotep's Behemoth, which isn't great, I'll admit. 5 mana for 5/4. It's going to trade down probably, but I want something in the end game to just be a big beater. And that's about it. Nothing great. Mainly you're adding for Sauron and I think Tyrant Scorn, Wanderer, sideboard. Spark Reaper I didn't want because I don't want to sacrifice creatures just to do that stuff. Maybe I had tokens or something or a bunch. Maybe I guess if I could amass, but I don't know. Unlikely Aid, could sideboard for that in if I need a way to protect my stuff. Same with plating here. If they have a bunch of kill spells, maybe sideboard that in. No escape. And then I don't think these were good enough to add, so and of course we'll play with that. I was thinking maybe cut the globe because I have Kiora, but I don't want to rely just on Kiora to definitely get my colors. So I think the globe is a safe bet there. This one, the curve's a little bit better, but maybe Sauron's enough to get creatures back to make it worth it. But yeah, I don't know. I think the red might have been better actually. So, all right, let me know what you think and good luck to everybody. All right, there we go. This set looks crazy. Cannot wait. If you're going to pre-release, good luck. I hope I've helped you in, a little bit at least. But yeah, I'm going to my midnight, doing a few others. If you want to follow along with me, I'll try to on Twitter, booster_tutor. And see you next draft. This program brought to you by viewers like you.